silencer.
It's weird how in this particular instance, the meta has kind of folded back on itself, because Season 3, Season 4 of the D2CL, which was still this patch, okay, there's been a couple of changes since, but it was still this major patch. Silencer was one of the big picks for support, and then all of a sudden it did just drop off the face of the earth, and now it's being kind of rehashed. You know, it is making a comeback on it. The silencer is making a comeback, so it is just one of those weird things that it dropped out of favor for a little bit, but maybe the meta's evolved so much that, like you say, it is just one of those heroes now that stands up against the currently picked heroes.
If I look at a draft and I see a Puck, a Bane, and a Weaver, I would pick Silencer every single time. And I say that, but I would probably forget about Silencer because, you know,
yeah,
he's Silencer. But you know, it looks really good.
Okay.
Bait.
Well, they pick up the Medusa.
That's a pretty classic bait hero.
Yeah, it's one of those heroes that, I mean, again, like the Luna, like the Terrorblade, that just has the current standing. You know, it is one of the more powerful position ones. Looking from this now, from V's perspective, is there anything, because this Queen of Pain, like you said, could still be flexed. Do you still want to run this in the safe lane, or do you think this could be, like we talked about, the mid lane Queen of Pain, and then you go for something like the Phantom Lancer, like the Ursa, that maybe goes for the Diffusal Blade?
I still prefer it in mid personally.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, the Quop against the Medusa just isn't that great of a matchup. I would love to see a hero that can actually go toe to toe with Medusa, so they don't have to just run around the edge of the fight, and they can actually engage full on if they want to.
Well, we might see that coming through. They're going to be banning out the LC. Again, LC is just another one of those heroes that's just, it kind of popped up out of nowhere, and then it's got more and more popular throughout the draft, so it doesn't surprise me to see that ban out. And well, they ban out the Drow. Yeah, okay, makes sense. But yeah, like you say, with the silencer, the LC would have a prime opportunity, because that means that there would be no interrupts there with the Nightmares, with the Fiend's Grip. The Weaver would be left without being able to time-lapse, because I assume this is going to be an Ags Weaver at some point. So yeah, the LC ban does make sense from V. But I would have liked to see them maybe pick it up as well, but I suppose they do already have the Night Stalker.
Yeah, unless they wanna do some carry Night Stalker stuff, or mid Silencer, safe lane Quop, and like position for a Night Stalker. They have so many shit options, Robnroll. They can make it as shitty as they want to.
Yeah, man.
Isn't that lovely?
I mean, I suppose for V, they are still in contention for going up to Division 1. So they do need to take every game seriously. In fact, looking at the standings of the, I think it's Hydra, CIS Rejects, as well as V, that are all in for the playoffs. So one team of the three aren't going to be able to make it. But yeah, all three of those teams, V, Hydra, CIS Rejects, are 4-1. So at the minute, all three do stand the chance of getting into the. And to be honest, I think all three teams deserve to be in Division 1. It's going to be a shame for whichever team doesn't qualify. But this season, throughout the D2CL, throughout past events, you know, all three of these teams have shown that they are quality teams. So yeah, I am going to feel bad for whoever doesn't go through, but all three of them deserve to be there. So V do need to take this game extremely seriously, and it looks like it's going to be the Templar Assassin. Do you think this is going to be the safe lane Templar? Because T2K has played it a couple of times, or do you think this will be that safe lane Queen of Pain here with this draft coming out from V?
So I think the TA against Puck matchup is better than the Quop against Puck matchup. But because of V Gaming's players, I think they're more comfortable with the TA safe lane. So I would say that's probably gonna be Naive on the TA and Haze on the Quop. Yep.
Okay, and B, go for the Kunkka right out the gate. So it's going to be Violent on the Medusa, Pion on the Kunkka, Laguna playing the Weaver, Gatti on the Bane, and then playing that mid puck. Meanwhile, Arrow He's going to be going for the Rubik, so TA2K on the Templar Assassin there as well, or Naive. He just hasn't changed his name in-game. Lays or Destroyed on the Night Stalker. We've got Antaha on the Silencer, and Hayes will be playing that mid Queen of Pain. So, we've got ourselves... Well, it's not really a fight for survival here for Bait as well, because I'm pretty sure they are...
Yeah, they're dead.
They're gone. Yeah, they're just having fun with it now. Trying to get a bit of team cohesion like you talked about earlier on. But for V, this is high stakes. This is potentially Division 1 on the line. So V and Bait, V are going to be going into this game just super laser focused. But how do you think Bait are going to be feeling into this? Is this just building team cohesion? Do they just have a bit of fun with this?
It's just practice. If this was not an organization and it was a shit stack, we would have seen some more wacky heroes and just players having fun.
Yeah.
But because this is an established organization that has sponsors and such, they're probably still gonna try hard and just use this as practice. Also, it's worth mentioning that V Gaming is almost guaranteed to make it into Division 1 because they only have to play Bait and Windstrike. Windstrike could still be a tough match because they're not looking too bad. But Hydra and CIS Reject still have to face off. So one of those teams is guaranteed to have another loss.
Oh yeah, no, that is pretty... That's actually probably the decider then?
Yeah.
Or at least we could be seeing maybe a tiebreak between V and one of those teams. But yeah, no, I suppose that is... Yeah, no, that decides who goes up between CIS Rejects and Hydra, as Dandy just has to back himself away. The ward is already going to be dealt with here from Antaha, so giving himself a little bit of extra gold. But wouldn't be Dota without a pause, as Hayes just needs to quickly disconnect. Hopefully you won't be too long.
I really wonder why some pro players still place the words on the high ground on mid at the start of the game. It gets de-worded so often. I believe some of the best players have started just not placing their words at the start and instead placing it when they get their bottle.
Yeah.
Like the first delivery with the courier. It ensures that the supports are already pretty much rooted in place. And you actually get some value out of the word instead of just having it there because that's what people used to do and then having it de-worded instantly and giving gold and XP to the enemy mid laner or support depending on who bought the word.
30 seconds.
And Hayes is actually going to go for an aggressive one here now as well. Is there any sentries that... Now, Gatsy does have one, but is he going to be able to get close? Because TA2K is eating those trees. You know, Gatsy, he needs to come forward to look for this D-ward now. Is he going to be able to get it off?
It's always so stressful when you place a word like that and you see a support walking around with the sentry.
No, oh, he gets the camp D-ward, which I suppose might be the bigger deal for Dandy, because obviously Dandy wants to be able to get that CS coming through, but Gatsy's going to try and step up TA2K as well as Hayes, Antaha. All three of them here is... He doesn't get himself in here, Laguna. Not going to be able to get that snatch off, even with a Sakuchi. So, Weaver at least gets himself out safe.
It's gonna be interesting to look at this mid lane. Usually I would say that it's slightly puck favored. But you know, this is like one of the top teams against one of the bottom teams right now.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that equalizes the matchup. Or if it's just gonna be a Dandy show. Because Dandy is a pretty decent puck, I think most would say.
Yeah, yeah. But Hayes is pretty good on the Queen of Pain as well. You know, in fact, I'd say this is one of his favorite heroes at the minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when the Lena's ban out, because Lena's just kind of a beast in the mid lane. And I will carry on saying it until it is no longer even close to true. That Lena is probably the strongest mid laner in the meta at the minute for me. So yeah.
Yeah, we know your love for Lena. I don't want to see your browser history.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with what I've been searching. There's, you know,
right.
I've purely been on the Dota subreddit, which Dota subreddit it is. I'm not gonna say, but
yeah. So, looks like Pion is having a pretty decent time so far in this bottom lane, getting harassed a little bit. And somehow Silencers are still picking up level 1 Glaives of Wisdom, which is strange to me, because it deals like 4 damage. Of course it's pure damage, but at this stage of the game, physical damage is also practically pure damage, because no one has any armor.
Yeah, and this is where it shifts, kind of coming in from the, like I was talking about, the early silencer pickups, where you used to go for 4 points into the Arcane Curse, 4 points into the Last Word, and completely ignore the Glaives till around level 10 or 12. Anti is going to be able to get himself away from this. He is level 2, so he's going to be able to drop the Curse. Pion just needs to move himself back now as well, but both TA2K and Antaha taking a lot of harass. Pion there as well with the Tidebringer doing a lot of damage to TA2K. Doesn't have any mana here for the points into Refraction, so TA2K just has to take it on the chin at the minute.
Right, so you hear me out for a moment.
Okay.
Why would someone pick Glaives of Wisdom level 1? Because it's 15 mana and you deal 3 extra damage when you haven't stolen any stats, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a mana to damage conversion of like 0.2. But then you have Last Word, which costs 100 mana, deals a base damage of 120 with an int multiplier of 1.5, which adds up to like 150 magical damage. And minus reductions, that's gonna be like 120, right?
Yeah.
So that's a mana conversion of 1.2, which is 6 times better than Glaives of Wisdom. So why do people still do it? Is it just to avoid aggroing the creep wave when harassing people? But that's also strange, because Silencer has like a huge attack range. So I just don't get it, Rob. I just don't get it.
Honestly, Wingblade, you started doing maths and my brain just went, So yeah, no, whatever you say, you are the analyst. Maybe it is just to stop the creep aggro. It looks like Rubik might go down here. And Gatsy could even try and deny himself to the neutrals in a couple of minutes. But yeah, no, like I say, in the early shift of the meta, the Silencer was going for a 4-0-4 build, so maybe it is just for that the temporary stats that he can steal as tier 2K. He's going to be able to get himself away with the refraction charges. He should be fine. Laguna's going to take a little bit of harass coming through, but yeah, I mean, you do get temporary stats, so it does get better as you click with it. You just need the mana to click so much.
Yeah, you can steal like 6 int and deal 6 extra damage. And alright, I'll quit whining about Silencer's skill builds, but I'm very passionate about the subject. Meanwhile, Hayes gets a nice kill on Dendy.
You go off on it. That's absolutely fine. That's how you get change, because as we all know, the players listen to the cast and they take their ideas from the casters.
Right. Of course. Ooh, TA2K.
Is he going to be able to get himself away from this again? No
dead to
refraction charges. It looks like the Beetle. Is it going to be enough damage? One more right click and Laguna's going to try and chase with the Sakuchi. Is he going to be able to get it off? The refraction 2 seconds away. In fact, Antaha might even go down to this now as well. Antaha is going to be able to get himself away. Sakuchi in 4. It looks like there might not be enough damage underneath the tier 1 tower. Laguna doesn't want to dive here. Antaha, though, has to be careful about stepping forward.
He still has the Fairy Fire, so he wants to bait in Laguna. He has to be a little bit careful.
And TA2K, I think that was Antaha's salve. It was just TA2K bringing it in. So, you know, you carries don't buy salves for the supports. That's the support job.
This?
As TA2K, X-Max spot comes out once again. The Swarm's going to be there now as well. TA2K going to be dragged back. Those refraction charges have been dealt with. TA once again in danger, trying to get this Beetle off him, but TA2K going to be taking a whole lot of damage. Is he going to die twice? He's underneath the sentry. One more right click, it does connect. And Laguna gets himself effectively a double kill though. That's a feels bad, man, for TA2K.
Yeah, for sure. At least Lace is having fun. And Lace is a pretty sick Night Stalker player. I've seen him just completely take over games with a good start. Just full-on carry Night Stalker. And at like 15 and 2 or something.
You know what I miss? Oh, I'll tell you after this, because there might be a fight breaking out as Laguna. Just looking for the courier on Hayes. Hayes does have that Blink Sonic Wave as well. Sonic Wave is going to be committed. The Blink forward. And the Scream does secure the kill onto Hayes. For Hayes on Laguna, I should say. Yeah. You know what I miss? I miss the mid-Night Stalker where you just used to go for the double braces into the Vanguard, into the Basher, into the Heart, and just absolutely run over games.
Just run at people, turn off brain, R-click enemy fountain, and
Exactly.
heroes just die.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this was about 7 years ago that was last done now, but, you know, I'm at that age now where I get nostalgic for everything. So, whenever I see the Night Stalker, I'm like, I wish it was a mid-pick. I wish it was a mid-pick. But, gone are the days of the mid-Night Stalker Huskar matchups with the Bloodseeker as well.
That's 3 heroes in mid, Rob.
Yeah, this used to be where you used to see, like, because there was no role queues and everyone wanted to play mid. So one team would throw 2 heroes and mid, and it was a bit of a fusticuck.
Right. And you're nostalgic for that situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, not all nostalgia is good nostalgia.
True. Ooh, and Tocha.
Dire are
He is
scared.
in no man's land right now.
Yeah, the swarm
Gets
comes
beetled.
through. X marks the spot, comes out. Even going to be throwing the boat out for this, so he's going to be buried at sea. With the torrent just taking him to his grave there. And Pion, as well as Laguna, having a really good time in this bottom lane. TA2K trying to come in onto this now, just underneath the tower, playing it safe as well. So he has started to move into the side blades, into 1 point, into the meld as well. So TA2K, is this just the point where you see the position 1 move into the jungle? Is this lane from the Conqueror as well as the Weaver just too powerful for TA2K to stand up against?
Not currently, because both is on cooldown, but generally speaking, yes. Kunkka is very good against TA because he can remove all of the refraction charges with a single torrent, because torrent deals like a ton of small damage instances. So it's very, very difficult for TA to survive a lane against Kunkka plus 1 support. Because against just Kunkka, you can survive a ship combo just fine, but if there is also a Weaver with bugs, it becomes really difficult.
Well, mid lane, there's going to be the Dream Call coming out onto Hayes with the rotation for Laguna as well as Gatsy now as well. Brainsap going to be used, and Dendy gets himself a revenge kill here now as well. The chase could be onto Anti. The rotation comes in from Arrow as well as Lays. I think he's about to get the kill. Yeah, they should be able to get onto Gatsy. Gatsy is going to be the Nightmare coming out. Going to be toggled onto the Rubik. So Gatsy will be chased down by a Nightmare of his own. Lays on the Night Stalker, able to claim that kill up against Gatsy. But good rotation onto Hayes, I think, here from Bait. And Bait are showing some... I mean, they've done it before as well. They've shown some really good momentum in the early games. It just seems to be the late game where it falls off for Bait, and they just can't close out these games. But at the minute, it is looking, you know, the kills coming through from them, the rotations, it is looking pretty crisp here for Bait.
Yeah. I mean, the laning stage is still a point in the game where everything is quite predictable, and you can get very far on just individual skill, but then in the mid to late game, that's really where the macro view of Dota comes into play, where you can see which team is the better team as opposed to just having strong individual players.
And we've not even really spoke about Violent here. He's moving himself into the jungle, he's looking for the stacks. What's coming out for him? Is that the Asher? I think it's just going to be another, so it's going to be going into the Dragonlance first. So Violent, he's not even really been interrupted. You can see he's only got 3.6k net worth. But if he's just left alone, we've all seen Medusas, they just stack up, and Laguna gets a time lapse off there. He's going to be into the Nightmare now as well, but Laguna was already out with the Scoochie, so Lay's not able to quick finger that crippling fear for Laguna and try and get the rotation. They will get the tier 1 tower, but yeah, this Medusa doesn't really seem to be bothered by it at the minute.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
She also isn't farming that well though, just pretty much 70 creeps at almost 11 minutes, which is not great for a Dusa, honestly. Especially since she did have a Bane in lane as well, which is a pretty strong lane support, even against the Night Stalker. But I guess it's a Lace Night Stalker, so that's a bit more difficult to deal with than your run-of-the-mill Night Stalkers.
Yeah, and he's going to be going for, well, it looks like the wand, but I assume with the Oblivion Staff it is going to be into the Echo Saber here for Lace.
Yeah, pretty much the basic Night Stalker build. Sets you up really nicely for a BKB, gives you some mana regen, some tankiness, some strong punches. It's perfect.
Okay, and the rotation over Laguna. He moves over. He's actually going to be going for the Yules after the urn, which I suppose it offers a bit more catch, a bit more lockdown, especially when you can catch up with the Sakuchi and then use for the rest of your team, to try and get in behind you, so you can be that vanguard in the fights to set up. But speaking of setting up a fight, he's going to be able to get the silence onto the silencer, so he's not going to be feeling the love here. Anta, Dendi gets that kill.
I think the Yules is mostly bought defensively here because of all the silences.
Yeah, makes sense. Does make
but
sense.
it does help because you could always use more stunts and ways to cancel TPs and control enemies.
And looking at both teams, it's not too far a difference in net worth, but is there going to be time in here against the Medusa here for Vita that they need to step up to, or do you think that Templar Assassin is, can she go toe-to-toe late game with the Medusa?
I don't think so, usually. But I think even if this goes late game, V Gaming is going to be able to out-execute Bait.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're under too much pressure. Also, they have infinite scaling, Rob.
This is true, and Silencer already has the first 2 points on the board. So where it's going to end, nobody knows.
Just gonna see a Dusa with a mana pool of like 100 because all of her int got stolen.
It could happen. It could happen, as Violent, he does have that Dragon Lance now going towards the full Manta style, and that smoke gank from the side of V doesn't actually pay off. And rotation from Bane as well. Gatsy, he's going to try and do a bit of trap D1, and TA2K is close. Actually went for a Dragon Lance of his own on the Templar Assassin into the Desolator. So not going to be seeing a quick blink, but we're going to be seeing the nighttime come out as Lays gets a crippling fear off onto Laguna, so they are able to claim that kill. No time lapse there for the Weaver.
This is how it begins. Lays Night Stalker too strong. An Arrow is setting up, and he has Shikuchi, which is insanely strong on Rubik.
Themselves onto Gatsy there as well. So Dendi just has to hang himself back. But like you say, the Laguna comes out. Arrow not going to be able to spot out to Dendi, but there should be a tier 1 tower in the mid lane, as the ultimate for Lays is just about to wear off, so maybe trying to get himself away, but there's going to be the global sounds coming out now as well. Boat does connect into the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is pretty tanky with that Echo Saber as well as the 2 braces, so Lays should just be able to run himself away with the phase boots. But yeah, no, that's going to be the first part of the Dark Ascension, or the first iteration of Dark Ascension used. So the bonus damage, the 40-second duration, really did come in clutch. As Haze X marks spot into the torrent. Do they have any follow-up onto this? Queen of Pain does have that blink available, so should be able to get out, and will be able to get out of any follow-in damage. As Lays going to be going towards that BKB, just going to go back to farming. He's done his job now. Dark Ascension's down for the next 70 seconds, and I assume that's just farming time for him.
Yep. Like, oh, team, I really want to fight, but my ulti is on cooldown, so I'll just farm neutrals, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's nighttime in 7 seconds, but is it really nighttime if there's no Dark Ascension going?
Yeah, right. You don't even have flying vision. Like, what's the point?
And it looks like V, they're going to try and rotate into the enemy jungle again, maybe looking for the Medusa. The scan comes out, but Violent's in the mid lane. He's got himself up at least the Asher now, again going towards that Manta style. He's starting to catch up in terms of net worth now as well. He's only about, what, 500 behind Lays, who is top of the net worth, so, Violent, he's not doing too bad at the minute.
Yeah, it's alright. He's still very squishy though. If there was a global, I wouldn't be surprised to just see V-Gaming run in as 5 monkeys and just go full aggression, but they have to be a bit more controlled.
Well, we might try and go into Pion. Pion is going to be able to get himself away from this. The silence comes out, but there's going to be a Fiend's Grip onto Lays, and Lays gets taken away. Dream Call going to be used, but it's not actually going to connect because the Hazed Blink came out just seconds before the Dream Call, but this tier 1 tower will go down. Silencer even gets the deny off Antaha. Okay, that
seconds, huh?
Seconds. That V some
How
good
many
timing.
Seconds? Like 6?
1-ish.
Right.
Maybe 2. I don't know. I'm sick. Don't pick on me.
I'm
Oh, the
sorry.
Fiend's grip was stolen by Arrow,
stolen
so the right click's
grip.
dandy.
I saw him steal the boat in that fight. How did he also get the Fiend's grip?
Seconds. He's got his timing down perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
cooldown is literally seconds. You're right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they're gonna be able to make a move onto Roche, and they don't want to buy back on Dendy here. They're not gonna be able to make a move onto this, and look how quickly this Roche is gonna go down. It's again seconds. V have these seconds in their pocket, and they're using them extremely effectively.
Right, so that's an Aegis for V, and they have Global Silence and Dark Ascension up as well. I would expect some aggression and some objective taking from V Gaming now.
Is this the timing where you think they are going to group up? Because I mean, TA is still about 1,000 gold, 1,200 gold away from the Blink Dagger, but like you say, with the Aegis, with the Dark Ascension, do you think you just let the Night Stalker be the one to get him with the flying movement, with the flying vision to jump on top of the heroes, and then TA can follow up on foot?
Yeah, that sounds like a likely scenario.
Dire's top tower is under
Blaze
attack.
almost has his BKB, needs 100 more gold.
Yeah, that might actually be the timing that they're waiting for. Can split that Echo Saber and go for that. Maybe not. They are grouping up here. Antihar as well as Lays are waiting around. Maybe just for the jungle to respawn though. Which looks a little bit more likely with the position Lays is taken.
Right. He has the money now. That's gonna be a big timing for V Gaming. But all things considered, Bait hasn't lost yet. And that's a good sign.
True, true. They are keeping it even on kills. This is, I mean, no one's broke the 10 kill barrier. We're nearly 18, 19 minutes in, but they're keeping it even on kills. They've got a slight net worth lead, which might go away after this smoke gank, but we'll see where Laser's going to go with this.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They can move on to Kunkka. Do they have the? They do have the Fiend's Grip still to stop this TP away. The Global Silence comes out, and Kunkka will be taken care of. It's going to take a couple of, a little bit of extra time because he's pretty tanky himself. Got himself the halberd as well as that Helm of the Iron Will. Even got himself a plate mail. So you know he is a big tanky boy. 2.2. I'm not even going to try. 2.26k health and nearly 30 armor. Going towards the actually. Was that the Lotus that he's got queued up? I think it is, right? Yeah, yeah.
It's so strange that he didn't finish the armlet though.
Radiant are scanning.
Like, it's such a good value item for Kunkka. And if you have the Helm of Iron Will, that's already like not quite half of the cost, but it's close to that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he thought the halberd was a little bit more needed, like in terms of trying to shut down like tier 2k on his right clicks, Lays on his right clicks. Even maybe the Queen of Pain. That you know it was a little bit of maybe not a panic buy, but like I say he thought it was needed as soon as possible.
Dire's bottom tower is
Sorry,
under
I
attack.
didn't hear you for a moment. What did you say?
Just saying that the halberd might have been, you know, like an emergency pickup, just up against the TA, up against the Night Stalker, that do a lot of right click.
True. I guess he just wanted that timing earlier to make sure that he gets it before the TA gets a BKB. And since TA tends to farm pretty fast, that extra 1500 gold he would have to spend on Armlet is instead put to quote-unquote better use.
And you know, like you say, the TA is running away with it. The farm at the minute, top of the net worth, even in front of the Medusa. There's gonna be another smoke rotation as well. Who are they gonna be able to find? Because Violent does step up. Night Stalker, I think he's actually gone back. Is this his courier coming in? It is. So it's gonna be the completion of the Echo Saber 2.0. So no Blink Dagger for him. But they're gonna go for the big wraparound. Arrow doesn't have that Fiend's Grip anymore either, so he's going to be looking for a spell to steal as Violent just backs himself away. The team is behind him just in case as well, going towards that Eye of Skadi here for the Medusa. Are they going to try and make a dive here? Lays, the Dark Ascension is nighttime. It's still daytime for the next 4 minutes or so, but the Dark Ascension is level 2. going to come through with it, but it looks like Dendigatsi might be the target here now as well. But TA2K, there was the blink forward to try and go into this.
Nightmare juggling.
X marks the spot, comes out to Arrow. Arrow, what's he going to be able to do to try and protect himself? Absolutely nothing. The boat was stolen though, so he throws that out before he goes down. It won't connect onto anyone. The blink on the backlines from Hayes. Where's that chase dream call onto Queen of Pain? Queen going to try and get himself away. Even going to try and use the stone gaze here. Hayes though gets the blink up onto the high ground. X marks the spot, comes out, and all 5 heroes from the side. The Sonic Wave will be used as a global silence. And Dendy, yeah, gets picked off in return.
Wow.
Aegis goes down, will be reclaimed. But maybe the global just working out, so Dendy got killed off the last gasps of the Queen of Pain, who's picked up the Aghanim shard as well. So that is quite nice.
Definitely a win for Bait though. They trade 2 for 1 with global used and like all this time wasted for V gaming.
And it gets the Medusa closer. I'm pretty sure he already has 1 ultimate orb. Yeah, already has 1 ultimate orb, so that's going to be the Eye of Skadi not too far away now. Only about 700 gold from being complete.
Radiant's bottom tower
I am
is under
cautiously
attack.
optimistic about Bait's chances here.
I won't get hype until they at least win this game. If they win this game, yeah, sure. I'll jump on the Bait train and,
Radiant's bottom tower is under Radiant's
you know,
bottom
sing the
tower.
praises, but we've seen this so many times over the D2CL, over the DPC. Like I say, they control the early to mid game and then they just drop off. So if they win this game, I'll start to believe.
Alright, we'll see. So far so good. The gold is pretty much completely even. XP slightly favoring Bait. They have a 1 level advantage.
Even the win probability, you know, it is starting to go in Bait's favor. 72% chance. So even Gaben believes here at the minute.
Gaben is on the Bait train. Something I would have never expected to say in my lifetime.
And TA though does have that BKB. So is this going to be a big difference maker in the fights? Because coming up against, you've still got to worry about the Fiend's Grip. I assume Dendy at some point, he's got the Aghanim Scepter queued up there as well. They might be able to make a move. The Dream Call comes out to Hayes once again. Hayes is going to be able to get himself away from this. The boat is silenced. He's still going to be leashed now as well. Hayes might still go down. He's going to be able to get the blink off to safety. Yules comes out onto Lays. Lays wants to chase out with the Crippling Fear. So it looks like it might just be to get himself away. TA2K as well with the blink. So those refraction charges just taking the brunt there. So he's still able to blink himself away. Templar Assassin. What did Rubik steal? Rubik stole the Wane and Rift. So it's not the best spell because it means you're putting yourself on the front lines, but it's a little bit of extra control, you know, a little bit of extra damage with the silence as well. As how much damage is that? 250? Okay, nothing to turn your nose up at.
Then he almost has himself a Blink Dagger. That's gonna be quite nice. Just for a map presence as well. And he actually has a gem too. Interesting.
Yeah. Do you think he goes for the Blink Dagger over the Ag straight away? Because I mean, if you're checking the items, you're gonna see that TA2K already has that. Okay, it is just gonna be the Blink. Yeah, you know, he already has the BKB. Lays has his BKB. I assume at some point, yeah, Queen of Pain's got the BKB queued up. Okay, so
I think you just want to have a Blink on Puck. It feels so bad to play Puck without Blink.
yeah.
Looks like Bait may be setting up for some kind of smoke play. Actually, never mind. Doesn't look like they have a smoke.
No, they're just going to walk in. Dandy on the front lines here as well. Lays with the night vision. I'm pretty sure he just saw him. The ward is out as well. So Lays, he's hiding himself in the gap, maybe unintentionally, as Dandy walks up over the trap. X marks the spot. Are they going to be able to make a move onto Antaha?
Tower is under attack.
Well, it's only going to be the Torrent. He just immediately uses one of his salves. Even the orb not connecting there to cancel off the salve.
It's always so spooky as a support when you get X'd. And you're like, if they want to commit, they can 100% kill me. just a question of if they want to make the trade. At that point, your fate is no longer in your own hands.
You just see a life flash before your eyes.
Yep.
Arrow as well, he's... If we take a look at the supports, you know, he's third bottom net worth, going towards the 4-staff. Got himself a Blink Dagger coming out, so that's going to be nice for spell stealings, maybe getting yourself in. The Aether Lens as well, but he's had a decent amount of impact already with the Fiend's Grip being stalled. He always just seems to be able to get off the boat as well. So, you know, I'm surprised, and like you were talking about the timings of the Medusa, I'm surprised that V haven't looked with the BKB out now for the Templar Assassin, look for a smoke gank rotation, especially with it being nighttime for at least the next 3 minutes or so.
I don't think they're super confident that they can win a 5v5 fight right now.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, we might
another X.
see one break out. It's going to be Dandy blinking himself forward now. It's when the Rainer Rift comes out to the Silence. The Silence are not going to be able to use the Global Silence, but Crippling Fear has been used. There's even going to be a Tidal Wave coming through here, and Lays, yeah, the Dark Ascension has been used maybe for a chase. Blink Dagger's up in 2 seconds, but all 5 heroes from the side of Bait are grouping up. And we saw that Hayes wasn't close to the rest of the team from VU as that fight broke out, but he does TP himself up now to join in just in case he needs to. Well, oh, they're going to be able to get a jump onto Dandy. Dandy, there's going to be the lift coming through from Arrow now, but Arrow could go down in return. Arrow taking a lot of right clicks coming through from Violent, but do they want to try and use the Global Silence onto this now as well? The Stone Gaze will be used. Sonic Wave, they get the kill onto Gatsy, and well, Global Silence has come out, but the Stone Gaze is out now as well. The boat from Pion. As Hayes uses that BKB, the backlines even going to be using the Tidal Wave. Lays uses his own BKB now as well. Hayes trying to get himself away, does have that blink in 2 seconds, but it looks like it's just going to be the Yule Scepter to keep him locked down. Maybe, is there going to be any follow-up? He can't get that blink away. The Torrent going to be out too quickly, and Violent does get the kill.
So greedy from Hayes. Like, he blinked close to the Dusa to just deal a bit more damage. Which would have been an okay play if he didn't have the risk of losing the gem.
Oh yeah, true. And this opens up the pit for Bait. Can V do anything to contest this?
I don't think so. They don't have Silence, they don't have Dark Ascension. They can throw some spells, but I don't think they can fight right now.
Well, the Swarm is going to be used. It looks like TA2K is going to be able to pick up Gatsy, and Antar force-staffed himself into the pit, but Roshan is still alive. TA2K pops the BKB as well as a refraction charges TA. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Because well, he tries to go in for the meld, but there is going to be a gem available to him, and TA just takes a fall.
I have no idea why they tried to fight there. 3v5 without big cooldowns. Arrow tries to go for a play, but, you know, low percentage.
The Aghanim Shard hasn't been picked up by anyone. Sure, okay, maybe just forgetting about it. I mean, the
Who needs Aghanim Shard? Come on.
They're so far ahead at the minute taking these fights. Yeah, why would they need the Aghanim Shard?
Let's see, who would it be good on? Yes, we could give it to Puck or Dusa.
Yeah.
It's not so great on Weaver. Not that useful on Bane. So yeah, I guess one of those. Or, I mean, V Gaming can just walk in and get it as well.
I mean, I don't think, because it's not announced right that that's not picked up, so it's one of those things that you probably don't even think to check, and it's going to be whichever support dips into the pit next if the game goes that long to see if Roche is back up, then they'll go, oh, there's still a shard here.
Yep. Just imagine forgetting 1400 gold in the pit.
Hayes. It's going to be blinking himself forward. The Nightmare comes out. Gatsy does have the Fiend Script to set up, but the rest of the team is going to TP in. It's actually going to be Dendy that does TP back in. This Global Silence comes out as soon as the Fiend Script was used. Dendy is going to be able to follow up. Well, Sonic Wave comes out, so at least Gatsy will go down. Hayes pops that BKB, going to try and look for the Blink TP away. There's no Aghanim Scepter just yet. And Hayes will be able to get himself away with that BKB.
Yep, so it's a Global Silence and BKB charge for a Bane. Guess that's fine.
Yeah, and
Lays.
Lays, he just pops the... He has to use his own BKB to get out of the X marks the spot. Down now to 7 seconds on the BKB here for Lays as well. He's
Going for a Basher next. There is still the chance that he goes 15 and 2 on Night Stalker. It's just 2 and 1 right now. But Violent doing really well for himself now. 404 creeps. Butterfly up as a casual Crystalist now as well, closing in on a Deadless.
Yeah.
This is one fat snake lady.
And is this... Now, I mean, we've kind of already seen that the fights, he's going to Bait's favour, and Via struggling to kind of get a foothold in this game. Is this where you think Bait should just put the stranglehold hold on V and just look to end this game out?
I think so. Oh, Laguna runs into the pit.
Does he see it?
I'm not sure.
It's
Like, he didn't ping it or anything. He just sees that Roche is not up, but that makes sense because Dusa has Aegis.
Yeah.
Why would he run into the pit then?
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
He's just playing with us. All of Bait know that we're watching, going, just pick it up, just go in and pick it up. So he's just teasing us.
Maybe there's like a bug and it's invisible to the players?
Maybe.
It's so strange.
As
But this could be just racks for Bait.
yeah, they have to get through Violent not once but twice, and technically 3 or 4 times with the extra mana that he's got now as well. Violent, there's going to be the curse as well, but he's just going to be able to Manta style it off. Well, Telekinesis comes out onto the wrong Medusa there as well. It gets the stun off into Violent, but Violent is just going to be able to turn back around, go back to hitting the racks, and even through the backdoor protection, he's just waiting for the creeps to come in. Blink forward, but the tidal wave, it actually drags Hayes in. Hayes has to pop his BKB. That's going to be a really early BKB in terms of, because I think they could still look to fight here, Bait and Hayes, without that BKB for the next minute or so. That's going to open up a window. STA.
has fallen.
Did he get both denies?
Wait, what? Oh yeah, he did. Nice.
Huh.
Sometimes in life you just have to deny your racks.
I mean, sure, it's going down anyway, so why not? That's just one of those things that I'm seeing TA being given gold for. I was like, but it just made my brain melt a little bit.
That's okay. Slushy brains are still enough to be a play-by-play.
You don't need brains to be a play-by-play. You just need eyes and a mouth and a tongue, I guess. As Arrow, he's going to be able to get himself a Dream Coat comes up, but the TP was just, again, seconds before, so he was able to escape the...
And he using his Aghanim's coil on the ground, which is unfortunate. Luckily the cooldown isn't that long, especially with his quickening charm.
He's just asserting dominance. He's saying that we don't even need Dream Coil in the next fight. We can take it without it, and we're still going to win that fight.
Naive denying a bounty rune. Always a nice BM move. And Tocha dying to illusions. That's the position 5 life.
Yeah, does have himself the Soul Crest, but as soon as he gives that away, he just puts himself in a little bit more danger. And he's still on the 2 permanent intelligence, so he's talked about this permanent scaling, or the infinite scaling, excuse me. But he's stolen literally nothing for the last, what, 25, 27 minutes? That's got to be a bad feeling here for the Silencer. Especially going Glaives first.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. At this rate, it's gonna be quite a while until he steals all of this as intelligence.
Yeah, especially... I suppose you still go for the split shot modifiers, so that's 75 intelligence. That's more of a level 30 thing than a level 25 thing.
I don't think you can steal bonus int anyway. I don't think it gets added to the base.
I thought it was base int that he got here for that. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna check real quick just to make sure.
He might make a move. Laze has to back himself away with the spider legs. He's going to go for a nullifier, but it's going to be a ways away. I mean, he has the goal nearly for the Sacred Relic. In fact, he does have the goal for the Sacred Relic here as the bouncer does get picked up for Hayes. I think I'm trying to make a move. No. Arrow's still going to be safe here. Danny didn't want to jump in with the orb. The trap came out, right? Okay, so the trap came out. Did somebody go into the pit and pick up? Because it's gone.
It's gone.
The shard is gone, but Queen of Pain already had that shard. And nobody else on the side of V looks to have the shard.
Dusa has a shard.
Is it Dusa?
She could have bought it. Yeah, I think it's Dusa. No one else got a new shard.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So someone did actually check the pit and pick it up as well, and throws out the snake. TA2K though, again, the Fusel is going to be dragged back, but it looks like the blink was enough, and Pion, I think he's able to make a move onto the Kunkka. Again, the Kunkka is really tanky here with the load sword, which is just a casual helm of Iron Will, 3.2k health, and 40 armor.
There is still a DD in Violence Bottle. Could V Gaming relegate the Division 1 spot by losing to Bait? Is this happening, Rob?
I mean, it's only game 1. We still have maybe 2 games to go, but at the minute, yeah, Bait are hitting the tempo, and there's no reason they can't win this first game. TA2K going to try and make a dive. They're going to be able to take down. No, the time lapse comes up. Dendy's still in trouble though. He's going to be able to get the right clicks off. It's going to be enough damage from TA2K with that fade bolt, but they might be able to make another move onto Laze. Laze pops the BKB, trying to run himself away now. Violent. It looks like they're just going to back themselves away. Don't want to try and fight this 4 versus 5.
I really like this nullifier on Lace as well. It makes sure that whoever you go on with Crippling Fear cannot use Yules or Force or any of those items to get away. They're just gonna be stuck in place.
Dark Ascension going to be used now as well. I think they'll be able to get the jump onto Violent. In fact, the Telekinesis comes up, but Laze goes even further now as well. Dendy buys back, so there's going to be a Sonic Wave going to be used onto Laguna as well. Global Silence. Are they going to be able to turn this around to TA2K? A couple more right clicks, they might be able to get Dendy. But Yules gets used, and Dendy stays alive. The blink forward from Hayes. Does he have the damage? Dream Call comes out now. I think that's going to be the Aghanim's Dream Call as well, so Hayes can't get out of this. They just call it GG. That was their last stand. And unfortunately, they go out more like Butch and Sundance than... I can't think of anyone that had a good last stand.
Yeah, Braveheart? I don't know. Haven't seen the movie.
I think he still dies. Spoilers for like a 30-year-old film.
And like a... I don't know, 800-year-old event.
Yeah, but who pays attention to history?
Right. Alright, so B8 Bait looking really good here. Violent didn't have the best start, only like 66 creeps at 11 minutes, but then he just did Dusa things, and I don't know how to say this, but Bait looked solid. They win their first game, and it's arguably against the best team in this division. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm on the Bait train.
Okay, you know, maybe they are getting some team cohesion out. Maybe, you know, they did have a really solid draft. They played some really good fights. V, I mean, looking at this game, would you say that the Templar Assassin Position 1 experiment is over for V?
I don't think it's over. I think it's over against Dusa.
Yeah.
Because it's just not a great matchup. It's very momentum based, and in the late game you want to make sure that you can at least still man fight, but TA does absolutely nothing against the Dusa in the late game. It is pitiful.
Okay, well, that is going to be game number 1, guys. We're going to be taking a quick break. We'll be back with the second game. After the break, we'll see if Bait can they hold on to this, get the first win of the DPC season, go out with maybe a little bit of a bang here, or V. Are they going to drag this one back? Are they going to be stepping up into the top spot for at least today, as CS Rejects as well as Hydro don't play till, I think, tomorrow? So V looking to claim that top one. We'll see if they can get it after the break. We'll see you then.